live? There we go. Hey everybody, it's me again, Shelly, president of the Postgraduate Committee, and our last video cut off a little bit, so I'm going to wait a little bit to make sure that this one is coming in fine. Wait for a couple people to log on, see if it's working right. Lorene's here. Hey Lorene, can you hear me? Everything good? Let's see what she says. Waiting. I think we're okay. We'll see what she says in just a second. So basically, the last video cut out a little bit because she's replying on the KGSA account. Our last video cut out a little bit because we were walking around outside. So I figured I'd fill in some of the blanks here, let you guys know what was missed, so that everybody gets all the information that you need. So I'm outside of the library right now. If I turn a little bit, you can see the entrance to the library. And behind me right here is the Senate building where we have the Postgraduate Study Hub. Open 24/7. All you need is your student card to get in, as long as you're a postgrad. And we try to keep that a quiet space for people to study and work on things when they need to get in there and focus. So the Wolf Common Room, when it gets refurbed in a few weeks, that'll be your social space to hang out and be loud and do all those things. But the Study Hub in the Senate is new this year. It's great. It's got a bunch of computers, a couple private workspaces. It's got a printer, a kitchen, microwave, kettle, all that fun stuff. And what else does it have? Oh, it has lockers for your stuff. So if you are commuting to campus and you need a place to store your stuff for a little bit, you can have the lockers in there, or you can work in there. I'm told that it's a little bit windy. But as long as you can hear me, I'll try to keep my hand away from the microphone. I did that last time, nobody could hear me. So very windy right now. Here, I'll put that act as a little windscreen. My mom always jokes that my undergrad degree is in film production. I went to film school, and she always jokes that she paid for me to do Instagram and Facebook stuff, but you know, whatever. So that's acting as a windscreen, so you can hear me now. Perfect. So a couple of things that I want to make sure that people got from the last video so that you have all the information that you need. Number one is that the bedding kits that are available from Wolf Reception, I would recommend getting those when you get here. You can get the right sheets that you need on Amazon, but the beds in there are a different size from what you're used to. They're a little bit extra long, so regular sheets aren't going to fit. So you could do some of the research and try to get things delivered from Amazon, but I would recommend buying those bedding kits because then you know you have it when you arrive for your first night, especially if flights are delayed and stuff like that. So those are 35 pounds for a single bed, and you get a pillow, a duvet cover, one long flat sheet, and that's about it. If you have a double room and you want to buy the double bedding kit, it's 45 pounds. Have you really kept your gum? It's a new piece. Those are 45 pounds for the double room. So if you're in J block and you're in a double room, you're going to want one of those. Keep in mind that the uni kit outs that you can buy through the university do not fit the Wolf J block rooms. So if you're in J block, it's probably smarter to get the bedding kit with cash when you first get here from Wolf Reception. So in those kits for the double rooms, 45 pounds, you get 2 pillows in those, a duvet cover, and a large flat sheet for your bed. And then the other thing that cut out from the last video that people should know is that you are going to be given 1 roll of toilet paper in your Wolf room when you get here, which is good to know because some years they didn't provide any and people didn't have toilet paper for a couple days. So you'll have at least 1, but be sure when you get into town to get some more. We have some in the free cycle too, I think. Speaking of free cycle dates, we are collecting things right now from the postgrads who are moving out. We also we'll be doing that for about a week. So this big move out day is Wednesday. So we'll be sorting that coming this next week. And then on Saturday, the first day of arrivals weekend, we will have all that sorted and new students can come in and grab items. We're going to limit that to 5 items a piece, just so that we know that everybody can get something. And we're not stingy about that. So as I said before, a handful of hangers is 1 item, or one dish set is 1 item. So like 1 dish, 1 bowl, a fork, a spoon, a knife, that'll just count as 1 item. So you don't have to be weird about your 5 items being just 5 things. So we'll be a little bit lenient about that, but just be respectful that everybody wants to come in there and get some stuff. So that'll be going from Saturday through Thursday. Anything that is still available on Thursday morning, we'll open it up to anyone on campus to come. So not just postgraduates. Anybody can come get stuff that's left over, and we're not going to limit items that time because we want it all to go by Thursday evening, and anything that's left is being taken to local charities. We're partnering with the Green Team, which is a local group that helps with recycling projects and stuff like that. So that's the stuff that I think we missed from the last video that got cut out. Is there anything else that that got cut out, Lorene, or anyone who's watching, that that I should cover? I'll wait and see if anybody has comments on that. So speaking of Welcome Week, I just got word that we did get some of the funding that we requested for Welcome Week, which is fantastic, because we've been a little bit worried about that as we've been getting closer and closer to go time. So we won't be able to do as much as we've done in the past. I think I've told people a little bit about what's going on. There's some restructuring happening in the university. So there's been a bit of, hello, all the way in Greece. There's been a bit of confusion about where our funds are coming from, whose jurisdiction we are as a group. We are an independent organization, the postgraduate officers. So we work with the graduate school and we work with the master's office, but we are sort of our own entity as far as we're no longer part of the union. We run things on our own, and we keep it run by postgrads for postgrads. We've always done elections in the past, so right now I'm still in my elected term through October, but because of all the confusion and the restructure and stuff, the graduate school has just decided to keep my position going for the next year, and then we'll sort of reevaluate how all that's going to go. So I do have a team of officers, one of them sitting next to me right now. She doesn't want to be on camera, my vice president, and then Lorene, who's my events officer, is watching right now just to make sure that you guys can hear me. Hi Lorene, we miss you. She left a couple weeks ago. And then I have some new officers coming on who have already been hard at work trying to get Welcome Week all sorted for you guys. So Flora and Zoe, if you're out there, thanks for everything that you've been doing. We'll get back, now that I have the word on the budget, we'll get on that soon. So a couple of things that I was told to talk about that might be helpful are the bus pass. I would highly recommend getting a bus pass. It's a big chunk of money out front. It's about 280 pounds or something. And you get a discount in the first week, so be sure that you buy that in the first week. I think it's 20 or 40 pounds off in the first week, and that will run from September whenever you buy it, September 16th, and it'll run for a year. Not for postgrads. It will run until June for everybody, and then the postgrads can buy a supplement for the summer, because we're here for the whole summer. And so I'd highly recommend that. It gets rather expensive to try to buy a bus pass every single day. Every year I've been here, I bought the bus pass, the year one, and it's fantastic. You just walk on, you tap your little card and you're good to go. And you can go anywhere in Kent or southeast Sussex. I don't know my geography that well, but it's really great. So you can take day trips. You can go to a bunch of different sites around here that are really fun to visit, especially to the beach, to the sea. I love going over there. So definitely do that. Get the bus pass. Buy it in your first week so you get the good price. And if you guys need help with that, be sure to send me a message. You can DM me either on this KGSA page or on my personal page or on Twitter at UniKentShelly. I answer a lot of questions about people coming in and needing to know stuff. So that's the bus pass. The bus that you want to get when you first get here, if you get on the Uni 1, you'll go straight to Wolf. And if you miss the Wolf stop, the next stop is Darwin, and it's just right across the street, and it's the last one on the stop, so it's nice and easy. And then if you want to go into the city center to do any shopping or anything, you can get the bus anywhere on campus as long as it says city center on it. Just go all the way to the end. And you'll get off right where you need to be. There are a bunch of shops and stuff right there, so that'll be easy. On your way home, look for those big green uni buses and try to get the uni one that goes straight to Wolf, and you'll end up right where you need to be if you're living on campus. So there's that. When we do our walk into town during Welcome Week, we do a walk with just the postgrads. We'll walk you all the way down the hill so you know how to get there if you're just walking. We'll take you to the cathedral. You get into the cathedral for free with your student card, which is fantastic. So you can use that all year round. And once we're there, I think we're going to have some people pointing you around to the places that are going to be the best for you to know about. So shopping, groceries, household supplies, and we'll kind of hang around in town for a little bit so that you guys know where to go. Anyone who's on right now, if you have questions, feel free to post them and I'll answer them as I go. I know I'm kind of a fast talker. Let's see if we got a couple here. No, I think I answered all those ones. Okay. Yeah, so behind me, the Senate right there and the library, those are going to be places you're going to want to know as postgrads. Let's see, does anybody else, can you think of anything that you think people would want to know? What did you want to know when you first got here? I'm talking to somebody else.
I'll take it over.
He's going to think it over. We do...
There's no elevators.
Oh yeah, in Wolf, there are no elevators. So keep that in mind when you're moving in, that you're gonna have to walk up the stairs with all your things, which we'll have people to help you, of course, but keep that in mind when you're moving in, that you're not gonna have elevators. You're gonna have to walk up. And if you're in J block, it gets a little bit confusing. So even if it says that you're on the first floor, it might not be what you think the first floor is or the second floor, because it kind of goes underground and overground. It's kind of a maze, but you'll figure it out. Question, is there an event that will take place on the 14th? What day is the 14th? What day of the week is that? Is that Saturday? I think that's Saturday. What do we have going on Saturday? That's the first night. Yeah. So we are doing an event that night. So we have an event for postgrads going on most nights. We're going to have to readjust the calendar a little bit now that we found out about funding. But that is usually the night that we do our speed meeting event. We keep it low key because a lot of people are coming in, they're tired. So what we're going to do that night is kind of try to hook you up with people who are in your same program, so you can meet people in your cohort. So that'll be low key. We're going to try to do it at a venue on campus if we can still get one, so that you guys can get an idea of where there is to eat and stuff. We usually do it in Origins. Postgraduates love Origins. It's right next to the Wolf building. They're booked this year though, so we couldn't get them. But once we have that figured out, we'll let you know. So yeah, we are doing something on the 14th. We're doing something most days. And I have a meeting tomorrow with the master's office, so we can start to try to figure out what else we can still do with the budget that we got. Again, sorry that didn't work out like usual. Usually we have a calendar all set and ready by the beginning of August and everything's good to go, but it was a little bit different this year. Did you think of anything that...
Gym membership gives you access to all the sports facilities, and you can even rent cycles with it?
Yes. So if you buy a membership to the gym here, there are different tiers of them, but if you get like the full-on membership package, which is 200 and something pounds for the year, that can give you access to everything. So you get access to the sporting fields. If you're going to play a sport, that covers your sporting costs. You can rent bikes with it. You can go to the gym, go to the classes for free, all that. There are different tiers this year, so you can figure out which tier works best for you and what you're going to use. So that's a good one. And then for postgrads, we usually work it out every year so that the postgrads can use it until the middle of September, when the term is officially over. So for undergrads, they use it until June or something, but for postgrads, we've figured it out so that you can use it all year. So that was a good one. Thank you. See if I can think of anything else. It's kind of cold out here. It was really, really warm, and all of a sudden it got really cold. Anything else?
For me personally, there's a lot of places on campus that have halal food, so you just have to ask. I just found out towards the end of the year that a lot of places have, like the pizza place in Turin.
Yeah, that has halal food. Okay, so yeah. if you guys didn't hear, there are a lot of places on campus that have halal food if you ask for it. So be sure to ask, and they'll probably have, right?
Yeah. So I've just been eating vegetarian.
Just been eating vegetarian the whole time. Yeah, so if you ask for it, they probably have it. They're really good here about accommodating different dietary requirements and dietary preferences. So if you ask around, you can definitely find what you need. Another thing to keep in mind is that they have just opened the co-op on campus. So we've always had a little grocery store on campus, but they've just opened a really big one. So if you're living on campus, you'll be fine as far as groceries go. But you can always go into town and get different things, or probably better deals. I'm not really sure. I haven't been in the co-op yet because it just opened. Anything else?
Other than that, just advice.
Yeah.
You have all the time in the world, or during the weeks when you breaks, just get out.
Yeah.
Go somewhere. There's a lot of places around.
Definitely. You guys should explore while you're here, and that's one of the really good things to have the bus pass for, is that there are so many things to do in and around Kent, and especially going up into London. If you buy the rail card, even if you're a mature student like me, I pretend I'm 26, but really like I'm well into my 30s, but I celebrate my 26th birthday every year. But you can still get the bus or the rail card for the 16 to 25s as long as you prove that you're a full-time student. So if you go into the registration building here on campus, you can get the form that says that you're a full-time student, and then you get 30% off on all your train fares. So going in and out of London on an off-peak ticket is about £22 for the whole way, for there and back. So that's good. If you're going to the British Library to do research, it's right outside of the train station. So it's just an hour on the train, go into the library, do your thing, and then an hour back home. But yeah, be sure to explore while you're here, because you're only here if you're doing a master's, you're only here for a year, and use the time to get to know the area, because there's a lot going on, especially if you go to the beach, or if you go to like Rochester and what are some of the places, Leeds Castle. And then during Welcome Week, there are going to be some events going on that are going to take you to some of those places as well. Lorene says that it's a 2-hour bus ride to get into London for £9. Is that return, Lorene, is that a return ticket for £9?
I think that's one way, but the return should be less than 20, and the train starts at 25. So
okay, so that might be a one way. I've been told that the wind is picking up. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. I'm gonna keep going as long as. Oh, Lorene says that is a return ticket for £9. 2 hours on the bus. Anybody else? Any of the postgrads who are watching right now? Do you have things that you wish you had known? Advice you want to give for the people who are coming in? Oh, wait a second. Oh, Lorene says if you book it early enough, you can get that return to London for £9. Lorene did a lot of traveling this year onto the mainland Europe on buses and stuff for pretty cheap. I know that she'd be willing to give advice for that if anybody wants that. I tend to fly now that I'm well into my 30s. Sitting on a bus takes a while, or it takes it out on my legs. Lorene, yes, she's willing to talk about that. Oh, you're at Wolf College. Perfect. Do you know what room you're in yet? Maybe later I can go over and show you what the rooms are. First floor, great. So you don't really have to climb up too many stairs. That'll be good. We've done a lot of work on Wolf this year. We've had some issues with it in the past as far as it being comfortable and what people need. So a couple years ago, when I first joined the postgraduate officers, we started a task and finish force. I think that's what they're calling it. Oh, we got the wind back. Put my windscreen hand back on there. So we've done a lot of work as far as getting Wolf better for students. Maybe I think I got it. Is that better, Lorene? She's my off-site little helper here. Yeah, so we've done a lot of work to make Wolf better. There's still a lot to do, but we're on it. So we did a whole survey a couple years ago about what needed to be done, and I think that we got it. So you're in J block, yes. So J block, first floor. Do you know how to get to that?
Yeah, there's a side entrance. Like to get to the first floor, you have to go through the entire second floor.
Okay, so to get to the first floor in J block, you're gonna have to go through the whole second floor because you have to kind of go down a little bit because it's on a hill.
Or there's a side staircase right next to J block. You just go down the stairs, and then there's a door at the very bottom of the ground floor that you walk through.
Okay, there's another entrance that's a little bit easier. We can show you that when you get here to make that easier for you. What about Darwin Studios? Any information? I don't know a lot about Darwin actually because it's not. They've been trying to move more postgrads over to Wolf. Do you know much about Darwin? Ryan was the resident support officer for Wolf and Darwin, so she might know a little bit.
I have no idea about Darwin. It should be. I don't know if it's Darwin Houses.
Darwin Studios.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Darwin.
Let me do a little bit of research on that for you, and I'll get back to you on that about Darwin. The good thing about Darwin is it is really close to Wolf. It's just a couple minutes walk, and there is Origins in Darwin, and we all know that the postgrads. We can't hear Ryan. Sorry, I'm trying to repeat what she said. Basically, she said that she's not totally sure about Darwin because most of the postgrads do live in Wolf. But yes, Origins is in Darwin. I'm being laughed at because I am obsessed with Origins. Are we going tomorrow? Yeah, okay, we're gonna have if you're in town already, if you're in Canterbury, we're gonna do a little impromptu postgrad lunch tomorrow at Origins. So let me know and I'll tell you what time we're gonna do that and stuff so you can head over. Anybody else have any questions? We got some more people logging on now. If you're just logging in, I'm Shelly. I'm the postgraduate president of the postgraduate officers here. And I'm sitting outside of the Senate building, which is where our postgraduate study hub is. My earlier video I did at the Wolf Complex, but I was told that there were some connection issues. So I hopped back on to sort of fill in some of the blanks that got missed and answer more questions. So if anybody else has questions, put them down below and I'll answer them. And any of the postgrads who are watching, if you want to shoot me a message, if you can think of anything that I should add to this. I'm live right now, but I will put this on the page so that people can watch it later. Because I know we have some people at different time zones. Any other questions? Waiting for people to post some stuff. Oh, one of the things that cut out of the last video was Gandalf's story. So Gandalf is the cat of Wolf College. He technically has a family somewhere out in Blean. Yeah, I'll talk more about the events in a second. He has a family somewhere out in Blean where he sort of grew up, but eventually Blean is like a forest sort of on the other side of campus with great walking trails if you're into running or walking or anything like that. There are great trails over in Blean. And he wandered onto campus apparently a couple years ago, and I think that he just got so much attention and so much like food and stuff from the postgrads that he ended up staying at Wolf. So we've adopted him, and somebody, I wasn't here, that was the year before I came here, somebody named him Gandalf. And then I brought my dog from the States. He took the 11-hour flight from LA. He was on a different plane than I was, and it was a little bit scary, but my dog is Bilbo, and the names are a complete coincidence. I had him before I even came here. So Bilbo's around a lot. You'll see him during Welcome Week. He has a little t-shirt. Yeah, it was meant to be. We have our little shire over in the Wolf complex. For those of you who don't know, Wolf is sort of its own little area. It's kind of over on the side of campus, and they did that on purpose a couple years ago to try to keep the postgrads so in their own sort of quieter space. We're notorious for not really wanting to be around undergrads. If you hear me in meetings, I'm like, oh, undergrads. Anybody else? Any questions? Can you think of anything? Yeah, if you're into running or biking, that one's back. Yeah, my hand keeps slipping, that's why. Here's my windscreen. If you're into running or biking, outdoor activities, this is an awesome place for you. There's a trail down by the river in town. It takes like 5 minutes to get there on the bus from campus, and I take Bilbo there every day. And it's really beautiful. You can take sort of a 5-kilometer walk to the next town along the river, which is really great. That trail, the Crab and Winkle Way, which is out in the Blean Woods that I was just talking about, is fantastic. It goes all the way to Whitstable, which is the beach. And I think it's 10 kilometers if you go the whole way, right? Yeah. 10 kilometers the whole way. You can rent a bike, again, if you have the gym membership, you can rent a bike to go out there. But yeah, it's really great for people who like the outdoors here. I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest in the States, which is a really outdoorsy area, so it's perfect for me. And Bilbo likes it, because Bilbo's a rescue from the Mexican border, so he's used to the desert. But I think he loves it here because he gets to be outside a lot more because it's not too hot. And I let him run around off lead in the Wolf complex. So you guys will see him around. He's really friendly. He's a retired service dog, so he's not gonna hurt anybody. He's my emotional support animal. I love him. He's my baby. Anybody else? Anybody want to post any questions? Everybody else is on their phones. Can you think of anything else? I have my little friends. Oh, events. Thanks, Lorraine. I get so distracted. Events for Welcome Week. Yes. So I was saying earlier in the video that I just got word that we did get some of the funding that we asked for. It's not the full amount of funding that we usually get every year. There's a restructure going on in the university right now, so things are a little bit different this year, and it's been a little bit confusing. So that's why it's been a while for us to be able to say what we're actually doing. So when it comes to events for Welcome Week, the ones that we're definitely going to do, because we don't need funding to do them, are a pub crawl in town. So we'll start everybody out in the Wolf complex. If we can afford it, we usually do a fish and chips that night. So we'll see how that goes. If people are willing to put in like a pound or a couple pounds each, we can still make that happen. And then from there, we'll walk everybody into town. We'll do a pub crawl. I have Lee, who's one of the postgraduate officers, he's actually out today talking to some of the pubs in town to see if we can get any deals or anything. So we'll do that. We'll walk everybody into town. We'll try to keep everybody kind of together for the first part of it, but we've noticed that people like to sort of spread out after a while. So you guys can spread out and do a big pub crawl, and that's Friday night. We will also do a big welcome reception on the last Saturday, so not this coming Saturday, but the next Saturday. We usually do that up at the top of the graduate school, and it's a nice sort of, everybody gets a little bit dressed up, and we have like champagne and stuff, and it's a nice little welcome to the school year. Here I'm conscious of the wind is coming back. The other events that we can do without funding, we're still working on, if we can find a place for our quiz night, we'll do that. That one's always really fun. I still really want to do our pizza night. Yeah, Lorraine says the pub quiz, which we usually do in Origins, but because of all the confusion this year, we didn't get that booked in time. So we're trying to find a different place for that. We might do that in like a lecture theater, and bring in some food and drinks and stuff for that, which could work out pretty well. Pub crawl on campus. So the pub crawl that we do on campus, that's actually run by Kent Union. So, oh, the wind, sorry. I'm trying. That's run by Kent Union. And as I was saying earlier in the video, the postgraduate officers are not a part of Kent Union. We do work with them on stuff. They have a new postgraduate sabbatical officer this year. That's a brand new role. and her name's Laura, so you'll probably meet her when you come. She did her master's here, and so she'll be working on figuring out the best way to implement that role, which is going to be kind of exciting. So we, the postgraduate officers, we're not part of the union, but we do go to that event that the union organizes. So it's the pub crawl on campus. I think it's Wednesday night. It might be Tuesday night. We'll have all those dates up for you later. But that one is, they're gonna lead people around to all the different venues on campus for a pub crawl. So you'll go to Origins, K-Bar, where? Mungo's. Where else do we go for that? Woody's. So that one's really fun. I don't know about that event yet, Lorene, so I can't talk about it yet because I have to talk to the Wolf Master for that one. I'll talking to him tomorrow, so I should know more tomorrow. Let's see, what else do we do? What other events do we do that I haven't talked about? We traditionally do events probably about once a month for postgrads. Again, though, with the budget issues this year, we might have to curb that a little bit. But we do a lot of potluck kind of stuff, which we could still do. We just won't provide as much food as usual, but people usually bring some pretty good stuff. Can you think of
did something for Halloween, Christmas?
Oh yeah, we do Halloween, we do Thanksgiving, we usually do a Christmas something. We're open to events anytime that anybody wants an event done. If it's yeah, I'll explain potluck. If there's something like an occasion coming up that that you usually celebrate at home, let us know and we'll try to make it happen. We'll try to get one going on campus for you. So I've been told to explain what a potluck is. So when we do potluck dinners, it means that everybody brings a dish so that we can all share, and that cuts costs for us so that we can try to do more events. So usually when we do those, we will provide sort of the main course. So if we're doing Thanksgiving, it's hard to get turkeys here for the Americans out there. So we usually get little chickens, but we'll provide sort of like the main course and mashed potatoes and stuff like that. And then we have everybody else bring a dish to share so that there's enough food for everyone. And there's usually loads of food. We usually have like tons of leftovers for everything. So those are really fun. What else? Anybody? No questions coming in? How long have I been going? I've been talking for quite a while.
15-ish minutes, maybe.
Ryan knows exactly 15 minutes. You've been talking for 15 minutes. Yeah, so if these are helpful, I will try to do more. I'll be on campus pretty much every day this week going through the free cycle items. We have to sort them out so that the incoming students can start picking them up on Saturday. So again, just a reminder, we're donating items this week. The postgrads who are moving out are donating items, and then we're going to sort them out and kind of go through them. And then starting on Saturday, which is the first day of arrivals weekend, we're going to make that stuff available for new students coming in to grab items for free, which will be it's really helpful, especially if you're like I'm an international student. I didn't have anything when I came here, so that was really helpful to kind of get the basics that I needed for my kitchen and for my room and stuff. And there's usually pretty good stuff there. Yeah, did you get stuff from there when you came?
I got a little bit.
Yeah, it's usually pretty good. We limit people, I know I've said this a million times, but it's good to know. We limit people to 5 items each when they first come in. And the reason that we do that is because we want to make sure that that there's enough for everybody. Lorene says she got a printer from the free cycle. Shh, we're not supposed to give out electronics. When I say 5 items, I don't mean strictly like just 5. Like a bunch of hangers will count as 1 item. Or 1 set of kitchen stuff. So like 1 plate, 1 bowl, 1 fork, spoon, knife. That'll be 1 item, not 5 different items. So we're not super stingy about that. We just want to make sure that everyone's being respectful and leaving stuff for everybody. I've been asked if it's cold there. Yes. Yes and no. During the fall and winter, yeah, it's gonna get cold. And depending on where you live in Wolf, if you're living in Wolf, some rooms are colder than others. So definitely bring winter stuff. It's every couple years we get a good amount of snow. And it can get pretty hot in the summer. So you're gonna kind of need a little bit of everything. If you're not living in Wolf, are all the events open? Yeah, so all of the events that we're doing are open for all postgrads, not just the people who live in Wolf. We tend to focus kind of on Wolf people during Welcome Week as far as like helping them, because it can be a bit disorienting getting onto campus. But all of our events, all of our KGSA, which stands for Kent Graduate Student Association, we're working on that because it's a little bit confusing. All of the postgraduate officer events are open to all postgrads. So what is K-Pass, somebody has asked. K-Pass is a union thing. So I'm not totally sure. What I've heard from postgrads is that it's more of an undergrad thing. It gets you into venue if you're into venue is kind of the nightclub on campus. So the K-Pass will get you into venue, and that's totally up to you. Like as I said earlier, I'm older than most students, so that's not really my scene. But if you're into sort of clubs and stuff, isn't that discrimination? What's discrimination? What?
Get off my lawn.
It's too noisy. I'm too old for this. Everything's open to everybody here. There's nobody who's going to say that postgrads can't go somewhere or undergrads can't go somewhere. But they tend to sort of naturally go their own way. As far as our postgrad welcome week events, those are only open to postgrads. So if you are, be sure that you're following Kent Union's social media and stuff, because they do a lot of welcome week stuff too, and everyone can go to those, postgrads and undergrads. But we only keep stuff for postgrads, because kind of traditionally the welcome week stuff has just been for undergrads, and so a few years ago we started doing stuff that we're only focusing on Wolf students. No, I didn't I didn't mean it that. I mean that we tend to talk more about people who live in Wolf during welcome week, just because that's where people are coming to sort of move in.
Also, traditionally, postgrads are Wolf students. Anyway.
Yeah, and when I say Wolf, I mean all of postgrads, because if you're a postgrad, you're technically part of Wolf College. It's kind of like a Harry Potter house. You're sort of sorted into it. So whether you live in Wolf or not, you are technically a Wolf student. That's your college. But as far as the people who live in Wolf, we do have a big group of sort of welcome helpers and stuff to help them move in. But if you need help in town or anywhere else that you're living, let us know, because we can definitely help you out with that too. Anything else?
There's an app called Unidays that gets you discounts in town.
Oh yeah, there's an app that you can get called Unidays that'll get you discounts in town at certain places. So like, I love sushi. So there's a sushi place in town called Yo Sushi. You get like 25% off with the Unidays app. So look for that. Look for the Unidays app, right? That's what it's called. The Unidays app. That'll get you a lot of discounts. Is there any rivalry between other colleges? No. When it comes to college committees, so the postgraduate officers are technically the Wolf College Committee, but that's probably going to be changing with this restructure.
Tell them about the Quidditch one.
What was I saying? We're technically the Wolf College Committee, but we've kind of become more associated with the graduate school at this point. No, there aren't rivalries between colleges, because we tend to be more active than other college committees. I think that part of the restructure is to help with that, so that the other committees start doing some more stuff. But no. So what about the Kent 1 card? The Kent 1 card, like you mean your student card? Yeah? Your student card will get you, as a postgraduate, it will get you into the study hub behind me, 24/7, which is an exclusive postgraduate study hub. It'll get you into the Wolf Common Room, which is just for postgrads. It'll get you into the library. It'll get you into different common rooms for whatever school you're part of. Where's the law? Does anybody know where the law school is? I'll get to that. Oh, the law school is in Elliott, which is like behind me, kind of. Your Kent 1 card will also get you into the cathedral for free, so you can go anytime you want, which is really cool. So if you